So I'm here with BarryMcgillin, who's the lead for the migration technology group over in Dublin, Ireland, is it? And you're the guy that people come to when they say, hey, we've got customers and partners wanting to migrate to Oracle. What are you seeing in the space? Where are people migrating from?
Well, a few years ago, people were all moving from SQL Server and smaller versions of Sybase and things. But today we're seeing a lot more versions of Sybase ASE, larger versions of that, and multi-terabyte versions of it. And more often lately we're seeing a lot of Teradata migrations as well. So those are tens of 20s of terabytes of moving of data onto the Exadata platform. So that's where most are coming from today.
So you guys have obviously done a lot of work with that. Is it still, Sybase ASE that you're working with?
It's ASE.
Okay.
We have a translator that we started, I suppose, about 4 or 5 years ago, effectively looking at the documentation of Sybase to bring that to a complete set of translations. But it's like every language. All of them have their little idiosyncrasies that people learn about, which isn't documented. And we've gone through several sets of real-life customers to make that much stronger and better as we go on. So today it's pretty strong in terms of migrating T-SQL to PL/SQL.
So this new framework, translation framework, what exactly have you done there? How's that going to make people's lives easier if they're doing a migration project?
Well, previously, before 12c, most people, when they migrate an application, they need to actually physically go to the application code and strip out all the SQL calls and the dynamic SQL out of that, build it all up and translate that to Oracle. With 12c and the SQL translation framework, you don't have to do that anymore. You can convert your application calls to OCI or to connect to the Oracle database and let any of the SQL that's in the application go to the database. The database then contains our translator for Sybase or whatever it is, and if a SQL statement comes in that it has a translation for, it will pick up that translation, run it against the database and return the results. If there isn't one, the translator will translate it and create what we call a fingerprint within the application profile in the database, so that the next time a similar statement, albeit stripped of binds, comes in, it will get turned around instantly, executed and returned. So it means that you don't need to translate SQL within your application anymore. You can let the database take care of that as long as you've got a translator in place.
So you're saying that it's almost effectively learning as it goes. Each new migration, it learns a little bit more?
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of, say, generic statements and things will come in, but what you're going to do is build up within a profile over time a set of statements. So always the first time the translation will be slow, as the translator obviously fires up, looks to see what context it needs in terms of name changes and table changes and that sort of stuff. But the next time it comes in, it's virtually instant. It goes to the profile, picks its fingerprint, grabs the SQL and runs it.
Excellent. Now, what other? So you have Sybase. Any other ones on the target there?
We have a fingerprinter for DB2, and we also have a driver for MySQL, which we'll have a fingerprinter for as well at some point later this year. So we'll have 3 of those. For Teradata, we're not doing that at all. We're moving most of those things which end up in BTech and translating those directly to other kinds of scripts.
Excellent.